ninth level dark, whatever,
Yeah,
totally
that's
normal.
usually third level characters have that. Yeah.
Potions, that's weird.
What's the scroll? Oh,
I have no
hey,
idea.
welcome in,
Scrolls?
everybody, and we are recorded. Dun dun dun. This is not live, but it's as close as live as we're going to get for you today. Through the magic of time travel, as you are watching this, Evangeline and I will actually be on our way out of the country. And so, for any of you in the Vancouver area, we will be having a meetup on Saturday the 1st, 7 p.m. at Arcana Bar, a perfectly themed speakeasy. Meet Jacob, Evangeline, myself, and maybe some other fun locals. There will be giveaways. And never fear, the doll and I have plans to return for the conclusion of this probably slightly less than epic adventure. But before we begin, our Wednesday night showcase. This is a reminder we are now 2 episodes in to the House of Ill Repute. Catch up anytime on our YouTube and join the Discord for access to our after show, the House of Chill Repute with Violet Crowe. And if you're looking to D&D and chill, our sponsor at Pangea Gaming has supplies that will really make a world of difference at your game night. TTRPG materials like source books, handbooks, monster manuals. If it is printed, they can get you reading, whether it's D&D, Pathfinder, Call of Cthulhu, whatever. And you also need dice. They have tons of dice. They have painted and unpainted miniatures and all of your painting supplies. So you, like Ares Starfire, can make amazing multicolor painted miniatures that you can look at now on our Discord. And don't forget, they will ship both domestically and internationally. But more importantly, maybe most importantly, we are actually not just doing this to have a good time and go on slightly less than epic adventures. We are here for a good cause. And Violet is going to tell you all about it.
Yes. So we are currently fundraising for Melt My Heart Sanctuary. Melt My Heart Sanctuary in Silverdale, Washington is a truly amazing animal rescue facility. In addition to finding new homes for animals that need them, Melt My Heart specializes in caring for, rehabilitating, and training animals that cannot be adopted, especially those that are elderly or have special needs. Their many programs include training animals for volunteer therapy programs, providing support to pet owners experiencing financial hardship to help aid pet retention and keep animals out of shelters, and providing temporary foster care for animals in emergency or disaster situations. They serve all kinds of species, from hamsters to goats, and every dollar that you can spare helps keep these wonderful animals well fed and well cared for. So please help us help them and give what you can.
Well, fantastic. This is a fantastic cause. And with that, let us get back to the race. Rook?
The race. I don't know if it's a race at this point anymore. If it is, you're certainly behind.
You're losing.
At least we left before the other group.
That is true. That is true. Before you spent the night battered and wounded in a like a pig barn or something, right? Right.
If we're lucky, yeah.
Why is there a negative connotation on pig? I mean, yeah, it's a pig barn. Where else would you want to be? It's a fantastic place to sleep and take
Why
sanctuary.
not? Yeah. They do have pigs at Melt My Heart. They do.
Do they? I saw the alpacas and the goats.
There's some really
I
cute
assume they
pictures
also
on their
have
site.
horses, I'm sure.
They've got all sorts of stuff there. Yeah.
But yeah, so the party has spent the evening at Ma and Pa, no names, farm. And
Immersive.
we are, and they have leveled up from level 2 to level 3. If you want to hear a little bit more about that, or if you missed the first episode of Dauntless, you'll have to go check that out on YouTube. And I believe the epilogues are there as well, right? Yeah. Yeah.
On epilogues, access to our Discord.
Discord only. Discord only.
Ooh.
Right.
Technically, it's on YouTube, but you can't find it there unless you go to Discord.
Ooh, it's on the super secret YouTube link. But quick sneak peek behind the curtain there. Atticus, our Harengon warlock, also leveled up to level 3 with the rest of the party during that epilogue. And the party, who was primarily concerned with the children and letting people know that the wolves had been dispatched and whatnot, saw a prismatic spray of light coming from the barn itself, and heard maniacal laughing and cackling as Atticus increased in power. But then as the light promptly snaps and subsides, Atticus is nowhere to be found.
He's joined the color out of space. He's going to be an eldritch abomination when we see him again, like level 20.
BBG, baby.
Well, little bad
Consumed
evil
by
guy, not
The
big bad
power
evil
of
guy.
the power of the vernal equinox
So
was too much.
I'll give you all a few brief moments amongst yourselves to kind of take that information and decide what you're going to do. Because I guess that, in theory, could change whether or not you actually get this long rest and spend the rest of the night here at the farm.
I think I'm just going to roll an Arcana. I don't have any modifiers to it, but just look at the light, see if I know anything. If not, leave it to the magic people.
Magic
11.
people.
Yeah, I'm
indeed.
gonna cook dinner and be like, I'm sure Atticus knows what he's doing.
I mean, was that supposed to happen? I don't really understand his situation.
I thought you were the magic one. Do you not know?
That's not that kind of magic.
There's different kinds of
New
magic.
to me.
Listen, everything is supposed to happen. I'm gonna cuddle up with this pig over here. We were making some eye contact, but we're gonna cuddle tonight.
Okay.
As I cast Speak with Animals with the pig.
So,
What a way to roll out our animal charity. That's fantastic.
be sleeping with the pigs.
Been there, done that. Watch out for the hooves.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, friends. I start like pushing like some hay into a corner far away from everyone.
Yeah, I've got a bedroll. I'm just gonna chill. I'm not going to sleep with the pigs.
Night, everybody.
that's so funny.
Just curl up in my pile of hay.
Yeah, Mama says if somebody's gone, then they don't come back. They didn't want to be here anyway, so we'll find out.
Is that what she told you about your father?
Why'd you have to bring that up?
How did I know? I didn't, but now I do.
Paul.
Yo, we got an edgy long rest going on here. It's tough.
Really?
It's
He's
tough.
sleeping with the pigs. I'm dissing him. Yeah.
Not for the faint of heart, this long rest. As we morning breaks and it's fairly safe to travel again, you're thinking, over the snowy terrain. Where do we go from here? You all tell me.
In the morning, Slate's not going to say anything to anyone, but he's just going to silently walk out with cook's utensils and just put rations in front of everyone's face.
Is that
Give them
bacon?
some breakfast. I do have some jerky and such things. Not bacon, sadly. I think the pigs might be a little bit upset by that.
Got another healthy portion of wolf meat, right?
Oh, yeah. Actually, we'll have some wolf meat.
All right.
Well, thank you. It's a little early for my brandies, but I'll share them later.
I mean, not everyone would agree with you. I have some friends back home in the holler, that would say, rum and Coke with breakfast at 10 a.m. in the morning is just fine.
I mean, where are they? They don't buy from me.
Oh,
I always
you
get.
come, you come down into the holler, and we'll see. We can, maybe you'll buy, maybe they'll buy, maybe you'll disappear. I don't know. That's the ways of the things that happen in the holler.
Oh.
And just remind me,
think you
if I
should
remember
go to the holler.
correctly, it was like swill water. It was awful, wasn't it? Yeah, Brandy.
It was.
I remember
Remind me,
correctly.
wasn't it terrible?
Wasn't it not terrible, the
I
thing you spent
believe-
all of your lifetime doing?
One way to find out. Here, have some.
Good morning.
Yes.
I drink some.
Do believe swill was one of the descriptions that was given. Yes.
Mhm.
Hey, I'm just going to have it in Grimace.
A very high concentration of alcohol in that. It's the alcohol that gives it its flavor.
Okay. Checks out.
Yeah, people drink grain alcohol for flavor.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I know I do.
I'm gonna go over.
I'm just quietly eating my rations. I don't even know. I don't know what's happening anymore.
I'm gonna go over and check on the injured, see and make sure that the fence is doing okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, the fence, I believe, in our epilogue was repaired over the course of the evening, and things are looking good. Even though it was done in the dark, things are looking good. The pigs are now safely enclosed once again, and there has been no sign of wolf disturbance over the course of the evening.
Yeah. So, we did what we were supposed to do, right? We got it all done, and we can go back.
Yeah, we'll leave him with the wolf pelts.
Well, this wasn't our original intention. It wasn't to. I literally forget what our original intention.
We were going to go
Ears.
deal with some orcs, I believe.
The orcs.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
This
Been
was
a couple
I
months,
mean,
folks.
I'm so
Yeah.
surprised I can remember this. Holy shit.
If you'll recall, we were actually tasked to go deal with some orcs, not just these wolves. So I think we better get going on that before we head back.
Well, alrighty then. Dust off my coveralls, pick up the big mallet, put on the straw hat, piece of hay in the mouth, and this little rock gnome gonna head on out on the trail, going the wrong way.
Atticus, come back.
Where is
that
Atticus?
way.
I haven't seen Atticus.
Atticus
No,
is
not
gone.
Atticus. I'm sorry.
He was taken by the light.
I know all of us short people look the same to you.
Oh.
Oh.
Oof.
There's a height difference here, though. But,
Who said
okay.
that?
What?
We're off to a great start, you guys.
This is
Yep, we are a
going
well-oiled machine.
Fantastic.
Mhm.
Fantastic.
We have one horse. Is that right? That survived.
No, I think we had two, did we? Because I was on one and Cleese was on the other, and then we had a bunch of the little folk on them with us. Because I had Atticus on mine, I believe.
Right. I believe that D. I believe that D and Sir Slate both had a horse, and so there were two amongst the crew, and you all were traveling with some extras in tow, some saddlebags, if you will.
Yeah, I could just put the harangon in each saddlebag
Yeah.
on either side of it, yeah.
Ooh.
Little ears sticking up on either side. Cletus is a little beefier than the Harringons, especially with his overalls and hat and whatnot.
It's the
And-
straw hat that gets it every time.
I imagine every time he like turns around, he's whacking someone with the straw.
And the hammer that's 3
Definitely
times my size.
large need for straw hat in the dead of winter.
For sure. It's
Mhm.
important.
Mhm.
Just don't want y'all to know I'm bald. So, which way? What houses? That okay? Let's go.
The way you weren't going. That way.
Just for accounting purposes here, were you all going to retrace your steps directly back to the road, or were you going to try to kind of angle yourselves back to the north? You knew that it was several days north that you needed to go anyway. In
But
theory.
we only went, I think, like a couple hours out of our way, right?
Mhm.
So my inclination would be just to go right back to the road the way we know how to get back to the road, the way we came.
Cops are coming for Brandy. They don't
They are.
Oh no.
they found that still out in the woods.
He's been selling paint thinner to people.
Mm-mm-mm.
So I start walking in one direction. Y'all tell me to stop walking in the other direction. So now I'm heading due north and not toward the road.
I mean, the direction I would indicate would be back to the road, not due north.
That way, y'all are very confusing. Can we get directions?
We're fine.
I point at D. She's more intelligent than I am.
I just start going towards the road.
I follow D.
Excellent. You all are able to retrace your steps. There's not been a lot of snowfall or anything like that. So you're able to see fairly easily the tracks that you all had made the night before coming this direction. And you'll easily be able to get back to the long road and begin heading north up it. What, if anything, does it look like while our party is kind of traveling throughout the day? Is there anything that any of you do in particular? Any sort of rotes or things that each other would notice?
I do think one thing that at some point, maybe as we settled in for a rest or something, that people might have noticed, for D, as she's traveling, she's back up on the horse. She's carefully arranged her skirts on the horse. She's got like many layered, sort of flouncy, dark skirts with like heavy boots. She's wearing like this very sort of frilly blouse with sort of other layers over it, but you'll see just kind of peeking under the collar of the blouse is actually some chainmail. Is something that probably would not have been noticed right away when you first met Dee, but as she's sort of been, engaged in various activities, probably would have noticed that peeking through here and there under all the frilly layers. There is some pretty sturdy chainmail peeking out. And yeah, so she's just trying to stay focused on the road as we travel, and maybe occasionally looking a little like lost in thought, sort of reflecting on some of the things that have happened.
Yeah, I'd probably go up by sort of Slate and be having various conversations along the way. So yeah, when you're driving fence post, the power, it really comes from the hips. You got to like really get that in there to swing the hammer over and get that big mallet.
Slate's pretty simple. He'll give one-word answers to almost everything Cletus says, even if it is a proper question that he asks him. Slate just constantly stares off into the distance in the direction they're going, kind of squinting slightly. And he's always thumbing with one hand. A little gold coin that he's got on him around his neck that's got a hole through the coin. And aside from that, he mostly just lets Cletus talk at him because he won't stop someone doing it.
Yeah, I know, big Goliath folk like yourself. You got all that power, but if you use it in the back, It just, in 10 years from now, ain't going to be a good back no more. It's the
Yes.
hips and the legs. You got to make sure you use those.
Yes.
Oh,
Can I have some more brandy?
I'm so
Whiskey.
guilty
No,
of
whiskey
poor
from Brandy.
construction form.
Here you go, Slate. Listen, let me tell you how I make this great whiskey. So the
Will it
trick,
put me off drinking it?
I can't promise anything.
Go on.
That's the slogan for the whiskey. We can't promise anything.
I promise nothing.
So I take some plants, right? And then I put them in the brewer's thing, just sticks,
So just any
random
plants,
leaves.
like whatever you can
Yeah,
find.
any
Okay.
leaves.
Got it.
Sounds like you've definitely got the terminology of being a brewer down.
Plants.
In the brewer thing.
It percolates through, and then I leave that for a week, 2 weeks. It doesn't really matter how long, until it feels right. It speaks to me.
Vibes based brewing. Yeah.
We just brew on vibes. Like, we don't really check it. We don't make sure that it's health and safety or like drinkable.
Mm-hmm. And then I light a match under it, smoke a pipe while I do it, and it bubbles and stuff, and then out comes my Brandy's whiskey.
Mm.
Oh,
Sounds
You smoke
delicious.
whilst you brew. That explains the quality.
Excellent quality.
that boiling thing was your whiskey? And I look down at my socks that are nice and clean. Oh,
I start reflecting on any magic I might be familiar with that helps deal with poisoning, just in case.
Consulting the tomes, I believe that lesser restoration is something that you've recently come across in your
Okay, good.
clerical journey.
Gotta make sure I remember that one.
Should learn protection from poison as well. That'd be
Yeah.
good.
The alcohol destroys any of the icky things inside.
Destroys anything.
Don't worry. Exactly.
It's all things.
That's what it feels like when I drink it.
here, have
Portal
another.
to hell has opened inside of me.
Oh, jeez.
The
So we are well and truly day drinking and
Yes,
driving
we are.
later.
Mhm.
Woo!
It's 11 o'clock now. It's fine.
it is.
So I'm sure by the time we get to wherever we're going, we will be feeling
In
no
fighting
pain.
form.
Yeah, we arrive there. Slate just falls off his horse horizontally. Just
Well, again, there's not a lot of activity on the road. You don't see any travelers passing your direction south at all, which, a day or two outside of a city the size of Baldur's Gate is pretty abnormal, but it's also the dead of winter, and most of the traffic on the long road is typically in caravan format as well, right? So while a little odd, not something that really, really turns your attention. But that said, you travel for a couple of days, and it's about midday through the third day that since you all left, that you will spot a horse in the distance and a rider.
slightly drunk, I point to the horse in the distance. Ready to cut it in half.
We're just drinking every day. On the road.
We've been
Well, they have
drinking-
whiskey. I'm not wasteful. I'm a grateful man.
I heard 2.5 days. I thought we've been drinking for 2.5 days straight now. So it's 3 riders. Look at that.
No. Oh no.
I can take them.
You probably can.
Forward.
Which of you are proficient with perception? Actually,
No.
yeah, Brandy.
That's why I'm always squinting.
I'm so used to it, right?
having
as
having
well.
built up some sort of tolerance to your swill, Um, you kind of look, and it almost looks as if there's maybe like a brown bear riding a horse.
You guys, we gotta stop
Oh.
drinking this whiskey.
This is
How far away can I shout? Like, is it shouting distance?
Probably not yet. I mean,
Okay.
it's a snowbank out in front of you, right? And
Mhm.
the vague imprints of the road below. So I would say that you can spot him definitely further than shouting distance. I mean, probably hear that you're shouting, but not make out what your words would be at this point.
Hey, guys, there's a really fluffy guy on this horse over there. It's like a bigger version of me. I mean, without the cool ears. So
I'm gonna take off my hat and hold that up to help me see better. Peter,
Some kind of
on a
bear
horse?
centaur.
Pear centaur.
Definitely could be, yeah.
Oh God, why did we drink this whiskey? This is a mistake.
I want to run up and wave my arms, hopping towards him. Hi.
Yeah, so give us and the viewers that may not have watched the first episode a brief description of the group as Hootie approaches the rest of the party. Let's start with you, Brandy. What does Hootie see hopping and bounding down the road towards him?
Amazing. You see a 2.5 foot bunny person, a heron, completely gray fur with a white face that is like has little patches of soot on it. He's wearing just a patchwork leather robe, I guess you could call it, and a giant pouch that clinks as he walks, almost like glasses inside.
Over mini bar-sized bottles.
Yes,
Brandy whiskey.
many bottles.
Party bag.
And that's what you see as Brandy goes, "Hey, hi, how are you? I'm Brandy. Do you want some whiskey?"
Incredible marketing.
And we'll get back to that question here in a moment. The people kind of moseying up behind. What do we see? Let's go next to you, Cletus.
Oh, yeah, well, I mentioned already, Cletus is a little old rock gnome from the holler, a little bit wide, 2 foot something tall, almost 2 feet wide, pretty,
Cube of a man, yes.
in Oshkosh Bagosh style
He is
coverall.
Minecraft.
with a straw hat and a piece of hay out of the mouth and a big old fence post mallet that's like 3 times his size that he's carrying along with him. And he is evidently drunk as a skunk as he is wandering forward, trying to figure out if this is an orc on a horse.
And towering over the rest of the crew here, Sir Slate.
Yeah, so you see a stone Goliath, about 7'10", deep steel-colored skin, sort of deep blue, kind of like a heat-treated metal, that kind of deep blue kind of color markings across his body. Full set of plate, well, not plate armor. I'm not that rich. Of splint armor, with big white fur over the shoulders, huge. Looks like he's from a very cold climate, with a little simple gold coin around his neck with a woman's face on that doesn't look like a Sword Coast minted coin. Looks like it's from somewhere exotic. He has a great sword, giant backpack, a flail, a shield, a bunch of javelins, a huge barrel keg on his back as well, just filled with rations and other bits and bobs. And he's riding atop a gigantic draft horse, as it's the only one that can support his weight, called Shale.
So Slate's
Nice
on
gray
Shale.
color.
Gotcha.
Slate Shale, yep.
Slate Shale. Love it.
Original is Sir Slate. Moving along, what do we see, D?
D is a tiefling, sort of pale white, like sheet of paper white tiefling with black hair, sort of loosely curled, and black horns twisting sort of around, like ram's horn style. Dressed all in black, very frilly, flouncy black clothing. Strong goth girl vibes, with a heavy, like warm black cloak sort of draped around her. Depending on how intense the weather is at the moment, she may have the hood up over the horns, which makes her look much larger and more intimidating than she actually is, as she rides atop a large black horse.
Awesome.
All right, and as Brandy bounds forward, Hootie, tell us a little bit about what they see.
Oh boy, as much as I want to be a centaur that has like an upper bear half that's like humanoid bear, just like as much as that would be amazing. You might be disappointed to come in and find that on horseback is a humanoid figure in a fuzzy, very fuzzy form, wearing like a tabard and kind of a tunic underneath. Large, but also has definitely a little pouch in the front, maybe a little heavy around the midsection, maybe. But
so not a literal pouch, like not a
No,
marsupial pouch.
Just enough tummy to love, you know.
A little belly, yeah, okay.
A little kangaroo bounces up. No, you see this. You see a long flag with just a banner kind of blowing in the wind that just says "No" on it.
I like him.
Yes.
I'm on board. I'm immediately on board.
A bear of my own heart.
This is my vibe.
Yes. And you'll notice as like he's kind of facing away, I imagine kind of riding at an angle, he hears suddenly behind him, and just dramatically, like the dramatic gopher, just and turns. And what you see facing you is an owlbear head. It's just suddenly cold, dead eyes, big eyes, beak, owlbear form riding this horse, and he just looks back at you, not sure who these riders are.
Hey, can I interest you in some whiskey, sir paying customer?
Sir paying customer.
Well, that stuff's poison. I'm sorry, I'm not interested in anything you got for me. But well, depends. You got any water? I've been out here for a while riding, and I could really use a drink.
Oh my god, the voice.
Slate?
I have plenty of water.
I'm
take the big keg, put it on my lap on the horse, pop it open, grab out a wineskin, and I'll throw it over to him.
I'm pulling my horse up alongside Slate and just quietly. Do you see an owlbear riding a horse right now?
Yes, I believe the brandy whiskey may have compromised me.
Okay, I'm seeing that too. So let's just.
An owlbear cannot be a knight. This is clearly some form of hallucination.
Let's see where this goes from here.
I'll need the two of you to give me an investigation roll, please, with disadvantage.
I use the might of my giant Goliath brain.
While you're doing this in the background, I'm trying to figure out how to drink through a beak.
16. With disadvantage.
Not an orc?
10 for me.
Probably not an orc.
Yeah, Sir Slate, you kind of notice this form is very humanoid in shape, right? The arms, the legs, very long, humanoid, not squat, stout like you would normally see on a bear out in nature. And that gives you a little bit of pause, and you just see ever so slightly this tiny little like seam around the neck area of our owlbear friend.
Are you a man in a suit?
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. Howdy, I'm Hootie. Hootie the Owlbear. You might have
Who do you
heard
say he
of me.
was? Sorry, terrible joke.
Well, howdy indeed. I'm Cletus.
Pleasure to meet you.
Sir Slate.
Pleasure.
And that is our resident con man. And I point to Brandy.
I am Brandy, and of course we have the beautiful Shale and Horsey here. I haven't asked their name yet,
They don't
but
have
we'll
a
get we'll get to it eventually.
Knowing D, it's probably called like Demise or something, you know.
Has no name.
As I motion towards D.
Okay. Fantastic.
What? You can introduce yourself.
You don't have to feel obligated if you don't feel comfortable. That's all right. Stumbling across an owlbear in the woods is probably not something you expected today.
Not on a horse, at least.
That's fair.
I'm going to ride up to him and put my arm out as if to do like a warrior's handshake where you grab the forearm. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet
And I'm going to
you.
reach my hand up. I'm going to grab the top of his halberd. I'm going to try and pull it
Rip his head off.
I'm going to try and rip his head off. Yeah.
A wonderful way to greet someone.
Hell yeah. I love it.
I'm trained in intimidate, not persuasion.
Mhm.
Oh no, I do have
Fair.
persuasion. I just don't use it.
Yeah. MJ, you tell us, would Hootie try to resist this abrupt
I think he's too polite, maybe. I
Okay.
think like
It kind of
I
freezes
think
up. Oh.
He's just like, It's just like some sort of weird greeting that he's not familiar with, and then suddenly the head comes off, I imagine.
yeah,
He
okay.
needs to work on personal boundaries.
Brandy covers his eyes. Oh, I don't want the illusion ruined.
Yes.
And as this head comes off with the ever-present sound of fantasy Velcro, the Velcro rips away. What do we see underneath?
You see a man, a human. He's a very dadly looking guy, short hair, kind of in a part, kind of a little bit comb over, put back, maybe a little sweaty from riding in the suit, just a little bit, but heavy mustache, very basically Midwestern Ron Swanson, looking back at you with,
Okay, I see it.
yeah.
That is that how you normally greet people?
I have taken many people's heads off at first meeting, but this is less violent. And I'll put the hat slowly back on. Each to their own, I suppose.
Um,
I wanna say
Whatever
that
gets
makes
your rocks
more
off.
sense, but I'm not sure if it does.
Fair.
I'm very
I'm sorry, I'm
confused.
drunk and I thought you were a real owlbear. I just really had to be sure in case you would kill us.
I'm very confused at all this. I'm going to try and climb up on Brandy's shoulder so I can get a look at what's going on.
Oh God, heavy. Oh,
Steady.
okay.
Oh!
What are they doing down there?
Not really sure. It appears that your cube friend got on top of the bunny friend there. Yeah, I'm sorry. The head,
I readjust and fit it on.
the head does come up. I'm not an actual owl bear. It's kind of a costume. It's for the kids. It's
Oh, so you're a
motivation.
performer then?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
I
Well,
do a
I'm
lot
very
of
sorry
community.
I disturbed your costume, sir. Now, where I grabbed the head, I'm gonna stroke the feathers back into the direction they're supposed to
Yes.
be. And be like, sorry. And I'm gonna look down at the little ones who are just kind of
Continued
climbing on each other for
uninvited
some reason.
touching.
Is you one of them two-headed
I'm bothered.
monsters Mama warned us about?
I'm not a monster. I try to do good mostly for the children, but for everybody else as well. You know, a good community, good healthy community makes people happy, comfortable, and safe.
Yeah, fire safety.
That too.
Mm-hmm.
There's a family down the road that really could have used you the other night, but we actually
Good to
managed
hear.
to handle it for you.
So,
Wish I'd heard of this family sooner. What we try to do is we try to help families.
Mm-hmm.
do you have any friends that have a orc costume? We could probably use that.
An orc costume. Well, that's a funny thing. I never heard of an orc costume.
There's the guy. Never mind.
So what
Anyway.
exactly are you doing out here? Where are you headed?
Oh, I was heading on up to Waterdeep. I was, I'd heard some stories about some pretty terrible things up there. All kinds of drug paraphernalia and all kinds of terrible things in the community. And I thought I'd lend a hand to be a positive inspiration for the children not to do those things. Stay away from
Oh.
the bad influences.
Maybe we have something that could be of use to you on the road. We're coming from Baldur's Gate with the Dauntless Guild. We're seeking some orcs that have been terrorizing the landscape.
Have I heard of Dauntless?
Are you from Baldur's Gate or are you from somewhere else?
I think Baldur's Gate probably. It's a pretty big.
Yeah, you've definitely heard of them. They're a very small but honorable mercenary guild.
Cool. Mercenaries. Well, I hope that I'm not the one you're trying to mercenary. Please don't.
Emotionless. Slate at no point smiles or laughs at anything. I am, obviously.
I think
I'd,
this one's a no.
Well,
It's right there on the flag.
Yeah,
You can see
yeah.
it.
It does say no.
What's that about exactly?
Oh, the flag, this little thing? It serves as a symbol, you know.
And I get down off the horse and stand in front of them, and I will grab the flag and stab it kind of into the ground, into the frozen ground with a crunch. And
You hear Brandy and Cletus go,
I whacked the top of it with my mallet. You want to drive that into the ground?
Oh, no, I want to take this one with me.
oh shit, didn't realize he was down there.
And I say, remember, kids, give a hoot, say no, and scoop. And I put my hand on my hip and just stand there and let the wind blow my
You just
flag.
freeze frame?
No, yeah.
Weirdly, the sun gets brighter for like 2 seconds as well.
Yeah.
Right.
They know to what exactly?
Well, everything bad, but primarily like drug paraphernalia and, arson and things like that. Anything that could be pretty bad.
Drinking?
Anything you don't want in the hands of children.
Say
Drinking?
no to things that are bad.
Yes. Like drinking. Children shouldn't be drinking.
Drinking is not bad. It warms the belly, prepares you for a cold winter.
I gave up this stuff a long time ago. Just
I haven't
not-
had it in quite a while either. In about 30 minutes since Brandy gave me some.
All right. Time is relative, I guess.
Brandy, of course, wearing the trench coat of never-ending airplane bottles of alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Those tiny little cans for mixer, you know.
I love it.
I'm trying not to let it my bag like shift and the glass sounds. So
Mr.
I'm also going to hide my
Barrywall?
smoking pipe.
Mr. Barry Owl.
Everybody's suddenly ashamed.
Hiding their shit. Like
He seems like a nice
man
guy.
bark on the road.
Yeah.
He seems really reasonable.
Mr. Barry Owl, can you demonstrate this scoot?
Well, I mean, you just walk away. It's really. I turn around and kind of take a few steps away, and then I turn back around, and I just kind of.
Yeah, make a performance check for me, actually.
It truly is
Sure.
an entertainer.
Sure, you know what? I almost took proficiency in this, and I chose not to. Let's go.
Kind of makes it
That
better,
would be-
honestly, that you did.
Yeah, that would be a 12.
All right. Yeah. So, as Hootie turns and kind of makes that scoot, that walk away, it's a little reminiscent of like a moonwalk. You know, it's not quite there. It's a little tough to do with the
I
big
do
furry
spin.
boots and whatnot, but maybe the snow, the slippery kind of weather. But it's not bad. It's got a little bit of style to it.
Nope, don't get it. But tell you what, we're going over yonder to deal with some of the orc stuff. Maybe along the way you can explain it.
Absolutely. If you need some help, that's exactly what I'm here to offer is help. So
All right,
I'm
scoot
happy.
school.
let's go.
We did have another member of our group who mysteriously disappeared.
Oh.
So an extra hand would be helpful.
Yes, the colors took him in the night.
Yeah.
One could say who scooted.
Oh.
Maybe that's what happened.
But in a bad way.
Yeah.
I have mixed feelings on the situation. But
More like
I
a
hope
missing
that there is-
As
spouse's
do we
report.
all.
Mysteriously
As do we
disappeared.
all.
Do you want to take the place?
Well, hopefully they scooted in a positive direction. Let's go.
I mean, to be fair, we don't really know. It could have been a good thing.
Perhaps he was mauled to death by wolves in the night.
Oh, that's a pretty bad direction. I can't. There's wolves.
There were.
There were.
Yeah,
I show a big bite mark on my forearm. I pull the armor off. You can see a massive gash on me.
Wow.
But
You
when
know, I
the-
could heal that if you want.
there would be rabbit blood.
Superficial.
There were rabbit blood. There would be rabbit blood if there was some mauling and stuff going on. There's usually a trace is left behind by wolves. When there's not even a piece of fur left, I gotta think they took a different path, scooted south.
Scooted south. Well, as long as they're not pursuing or harming anybody, including that family you told me about, then I think you did a good job. And I put a hand on two of their shoulders and just kind of like,
Yeah, no
just
harm.
motivational thing.
Just like this.
Yeah.
Trying to grab her.
Yeah, no harm or nothing. They're just bent on world domination.
Yeah, that was a thing he liked to talk about a lot.
Atticus was a funny one, yes.
World
Anyway.
domination. No,
Somebody's
nothing
got
about it. Somebody, sure.
He lives on in I was unavailable today memory.
And replaced by
The colors took him. The colors.
Oh my. So Hootie, like you had mentioned, you were on your way up to Waterdeep, and you've actually been up the road a few miles here, and you had sussed out kind of what looked to be a prime spot for an ambush, and you had kind of seen what looked like bandits, if you will, kind of crouched behind some boulders and things, and had actually, turned back towards Baldur's Gate, thinking better of trying to cross that path by yourself.
Okay. Yeah, he'll mention it. He'll say,
Come to think of it, I was heading back to Baldur's Gate on my way because, well, I saw a Midasine. These, what was it you said, orcs? Perhaps. There was an ambush on the trail. Some fellas hiding not very well in the bushes.
Can you say that again without the mask on? It's real hard to hear you through all the owl feathers and stuff.
just like opens the beak.
I was just about to say Slate will reach forward and just open the owlbear mouth.
It's like sealed shut. It's like one unit, one piece.
It's
Which made it
not
hard
a heart
to drink.
that opens. Do
No,
you look out like
It is
under
now.
I look through the eyes because they're big eyes, but it's like down in the bottoms of the eyes.
I need
Oh, so
heart
you're
this.
kind of like one of those Disney characters, like in the suit walking around. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you too want your chainmail starting armor to be mascot gear, that is a good question for your DM in a session 0.
Oh,
Root.
this is a happy hour thing, everybody. We have to drink when we talk about session 0s because we have the whole time.
Hey, you said it again.
I only had water today. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Hootie will mount up on his horse and he'll say, "Sorry, but the head doesn't come off. I like to keep it on."
Clearly comes
Hey man, that's
I look back at everyone else in the party like, didn't I just? No, I didn't
Yeah.
think of this.
if that's how that's your thing, then that's
I
your
like
thing.
to keep it on.
We're not gonna judge. We're not gonna judge you.
Oh, we are. We're just not gonna say nothing about it. Anyway,
I'll take you to this ambush.
how about we scoot on yonder?
Let's scoot.
Yes.
I like it.
Scoot, I suppose.
I think Hootie's the first person that's ever got through to Slate. Immediately meeting this man and how wholesome he is, I kind of feel bad for all the drinking and stuff that I'm doing.
The program is working.
Yes.
No.
Guilt. That's what I came here for, was guilt.
He's so nice. I don't want to disappoint him.
Stay tuned soon for the spin-off Hootie the Owlbear after school special.
Yes. Public service
Only
announcement.
you can
Definitely a crossover with Captain Planet as well.
So we start scooting down the road, but I presume carefully and with Hootie hopefully indicating where we should be looking out.
Did not get the carefully memo. I'm like loud, obnoxious, drunk, walking down the road. Hey, where are these bandits at?
Lead us. Hang back a little bit, buddy.
All right.
We gotta be quiet so they don't know we're coming.
Oh, I can do quiet.
Please try.
I'm not very subtle either. I have disadvantage.
Yeah, me
Crunch.
It's super loud.
So, as we're kind of cresting over a small little knoll, right? You all can see down, and again, especially with Hootie's kind of intelligence, if you will, that he's brought to the party. You all will be able to see this small little grouping of boulders alongside of the road, and off in the distance, a good half mile away still, you'll make out some people kind of lying in the brush in wait. What's left of some of the brush behind these boulders. And you probably wouldn't have seen them at all had it been spring or summertime, right? With the full leaves and stuff. But because it is not, you can, and those of you that are a little more keenly eyed, will be able to make out a sort of a dull pale green type skin on these people that are laying in wait. They look like they've got crossbows and spears. And there look to be 6 or 8 of them, probably.
Is the distance that we need to cross more than 20 feet? Like across
this is well.
No,
this
I
is
mean,
giving you
You mean
like
across the road? Or
Yeah, how wide is the road?
Right. So the road itself is pretty wide. It's probably a 20-foot wide road made for caravans to be able to pass each other if they had to, right? And then you've got kind of this grouping of boulders on either side of the road at this juncture, this point, if you will, that are maybe 15, 20 feet away from the road itself. And you can kind of make out that there are people laying in the snow, laying in wait on either side of those boulders.
I'm gonna hop off of Shale, give him a little brush, crack my neck, crack my knuckles, and start walking towards him as I pull out a shield and a flail and start spinning it.
not subtle at all.
Slate's never done subtle in his life.
I'm going to see that, and I'm going to crack my neck, crack my knuckles.
Let's get him, boy. Me and the cube gnome gonna deal with him.
I guess that's a way to do it. I mean,
Do I have to crack my neck, or can
no,
I
you
just get
don't
off?
have to.
Do
Okay.
you need help? You're just a little.
Oh, well, all right.
And
I
as,
really want to
as
make a
Hootie-
monk now that's a chiropractor.
As Hootie too gets down off of the horse, you can hear kind of his knees crack, like a little bit, not intentionally.
Oh,
Oh, been
poor
riding
guy.
a while.
Oh.
Too real.
Just walking, holding his back a little bit.
Oh, wait. So are we walking into that ambush, or are we trying to attract them here?
They're walking into the ambush right now.
Okay. Okay. I have a better idea. I'll yell at them to come at us, and then we ambush them.
It's just a battle, isn't it?
Well, no, because they'll be coming at me, and you'll. You know, it's better
need to hide.
Okay.
This does seem a little backwards.
It's better
All
than
of
going
me
into
died.
the ambush, I feel. You know?
Draw them out from their position.
Yeah.
Not a terrible idea.
I tried to stand behind a tree and do a stealth.
I like the
A
cutting
bare
your-
tree in winter, like just like a.
Mhm.
I mean, it would have been really nice if it was a straight roll. I got a nat 20, but on disadvantage, I got a 7.
That sounds a lot more accurate. Yeah.
Yeah, you're about 3 times as wide as the tree. you're
Yeah, the
standing
tree's this
behind.
big. It's a silver birch. So it's about that wide, and I'm just all.
With no leaves, like just.
Oh, because it's winter as well, no leaves either.
Brandy, Mama
Yeah.
says, do what you're good at, and we ain't good at that.
I mean, I feel like this is a fair point.
Mhm.
Okay, so
I am one with nature.
Let's just insult them and have them run at us. How about that?
Sure.
Oh,
Battle
that,
cry?
man.
Battle cry as we go in? Is that the plan?
okay. What if they ignore us?
They won't.
Hmm.
Okay.
You're very confident. I like it. Big fan.
Mhm.
Just try to
Right,
be as
so-
offensive as possible so that they
Mm.
can't ignore you.
Of course. As I summon up my biggest, most bellowing voice, I'm going to shout, yo, Orkies, have you used your moisturizer recently? I can see the wrinkles from here.
Mhm. Excellent. Beautiful.
Oh. Let me just roll real quick here to see whether or not the orcs understand common well enough to know what moisturizer is. Like, they speak rough common for sure.
I can also do
Um,
Goblin.
They, in fact, are in the
They
middle
speak
of a
giant?
wine moisturizer.
Oh,
I can do sign language as well. Like
Roll
fuck
on
you
a-
with my hands.
Especially sensitive about its aging, then you're gonna be golden. Like we just have to hope.
Are you
You
also
can hit
proficient
on
in
their
common sign language?
insecurity.
I have sign language, yes.
Yeah, me too.
I have sign language.
Hell yeah.
I made this character for persuasion, so
Go ahead and roll me a performance check.
that's okay too. That is a nat 1, baby. For an 8.
It works on me. I'm gonna take out one of the bottles of brandy has provided me. Take out and just start rubbing on my face because I'm figuring I haven't done enough skincare now.
Indeed. So rather than roll initiative, go into combat with this small skirmish, right? I'd like to kind of role play this guy out thematically, but with our excellent start to the whole thing, I think what we see is one of them does actually like look to another and kind of point to his face, and there's a little bit of that happens, but they immediately kind of reposition themselves as you all are moving up to give themselves some sort of cover behind what looks to be some relatively well hidden fortifications, some like fallen pine that's set up as a fortification, a fallback position for them. And they seem to be reasonably organized. Brandy, your insult is responded to as you all are kind of closing the gap by a series of magic missiles launching themselves from the trees. And you're going to take 9 points of damage as 3 magic missiles pelt into the side of you, kind of this, and you do not see from whence they came. But I guess you guys tell me, how do you all resolve this situation? There's like 6 orc skirmishers down here at the road, and at least 1 person in the woods. How's this going to play out?
How clustered up are they? The ones by the road.
They've moved into two groups of 3. 2 groups of 3.
Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted them to do. So I reach into my little bag that I'm carrying, that everyone very clearly saw when I first arrived, and pull out a little scroll and unroll it. And I start reading from this scroll of arachnophobia.
Nice.
3 of the clustered orcs will start sensing that they are just absolutely covered in spiders.
Does anyone here speak Orcish?
No.
Excellent.
Perfect.
No, I don't have to RP them.
as this kind of starts shaking down, and you can hear these words of what seems to clearly be some sort of dark arcana coming from the lips of D. You'll see that the ones on the far side of the road from you all, they just begin to touch spots on their bodies and they start to smack themselves. One of them is like rolling against the boulder. They've completely dropped their weapons and are engrossed in maybe they've seen Hootie and decided to stop, drop, and roll. I'm not sure. That's maybe a possibility. But they're immediately kind of taken out of the situation. What does everybody else do to kind of get us through this scenario here?
Brandy is going to glance at Hootie and then take out a pipe. And
don't smoke in front of Hootie.
and he's gonna take a big hit and then blow smoke. And I'm going to cast Fog Cloud to drive them out of that position that other group is in, so that they have to come out to attack us.
Okay, yeah. So the other group of 3 kind of
Yes.
exposing themselves by charging into open ground. And let's just go next to Cletus.
Oh yeah, I mean they said to wait, so I'm just waiting for somebody to tell us to scoot and do something. I ain't do nothing from here, but I'm ready.
Excellent. And Hootie, how are you kind of affecting this situation as a whole?
Hootie is trying to be a role model. Hootie's gonna walk down and kind of approach with his flag, kind of walking along the way, and just
There's a positive way that we can deal with this. We don't have to resort to any sort of violence. I think that there's a clear misunderstanding.
he's gonna try to just generally persuade them to not attack sweet old people that are just walking along the road.
Sweet old people.
Sweet old people, not really like old, but old. Just sweet people.
And Sir Slate.
I'm gonna stand, sort of loom over behind Hootie, just as sort of a silhouette that's slightly larger, as he's saying that, and I'll go, "You'd be wise to listen to him," and I'm gonna intimidate.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check for me.
Could I have help with Hootie?
Sure, yeah.
Hell yeah!
absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Hootie's help.
So that is 19, and I'm gonna spend a second wind dice to add a D10 to it, which makes that a dirty 20.
All right. So I guess the way this whole thing is going to kind of play out, these guys have been drawn forward from their ambush. They seem reluctant to attack, but at the same time, they look back to their compatriots that are over there dying from some sort of dark magic that they can't even determine what it might be. They just hear screams of spiders, and orc. And they will move forward, but their efforts are kind of, I guess, maybe blunted because they're afraid. And you will easily be able to dispatch these orcs. Whatever was in the woods, as this situation resolves itself, has disappeared behind the fog cloud somewhere and is not seen again. However, the party will be... Oh, somebody's got to hit Hootie in the chest. Like they've got to, right? Just because... Don't hit old people, so let's hit old people. Let's go ahead and do that. Hootie, let's say that you've taken 6 points of damage.
Okay.
But that's the only additional damage that you all will suffer in this combat. So we kind of close to a head. You'll be able to dispatch these 6 orcs, and someone or multiple
I fully
of you,
intend, once I see the 3 that I targeted sort of affected and collapse, I'm not taking Hootie's approach, and I am advancing on the other group, scimitar in hand.
Sure.
Yeah, as soon as they hit Hootie, I'm brutally murdering the rest of them.
Yes.
They
And
did already attack Brandy as well. Just to be
Corkscrews
clear.
to the eyes.
Oh, the corkscrews. It's been so long, I forgot about the corkscrews. There's so many. They come from the never-ending trench coat as well.
At that point, I guess we have engaged, so we run forward with the battle cry of "Scoot for Hoot!"
We send them scooting.
Does anybody try to do the bad moonwalk?
Oh yeah.
Oh
Exactly.
yeah, of course.
I'm gonna need performance checks from anybody
I
trying
must.
to do that.
Gladly.
I got a
Natural
16.
20.
Hey!
Nice.
Paid close attention.
Turns out me and Cletus are really good at moonwalking.
The one thing you really absorbed from everything Hootie said or done.
That's why I
far is
trust
the
you.
Moonwalk. Yeah.
You all will be able to dispatch these 6 orcs. There is a trail through the snow leading off to the northwest in the woods. It does appear to be reasonably well traveled. Like all of these people have been changing out shifts or whatever. And there's not really any reasonable way to disguise it. So there is but you will also see, carrying not far away from it, what looks to be a line of more human footprints, probably walking over one another to some degree to disguise their numbers, that appears to be following that trail that has come from your direction. And kind of armed with that information and having, I assume, taken 6 years.
I was just about to ask, looking at these bodies down here, does anybody remember which year? And I'm holding up one of each.
Just take both to be safe.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we take both.
Yes.
I'm
What's
pretty
this
sure it was
about
the left
ears?
ear, but take all of them.
Yeah,
I'm not aware
you
of the ears
definitely can
situation.
do that. And if anyone is accounting for bookkeeping purposes, there are also 6 light crossbows and 6 spears as well.
Putting them on shale.
Not for me.
You will note that all of these weapons are of Baldur's Gate make, for what it's worth.
Interesting.
Well, somebody might, not me.
From Baldur's Gate?
As we're looting these bodies, is there any writing, any papers, any identification of any sort? Is there any insignia on any of their armor or clothing?
There is not. Their armor appears to be pretty well piecemeal leather. But these weapons are all more or less like new condition.
Okay.
Anyway, Hootie, do you want a healing potion as I take out some Brandy's whiskey?
It's mighty candy. I've got some of my own. You don't have to use any on me.
Sure. As I down 9 of them.
Okay. Can I? Are they? They're not actually healing potions that I'm looking at.
They're good. My good berries.
Oh.
Good berries.
Good berries.
I imagine they're like those, those little alcoholic chocolates you get that are shaped like the bowl.
Little bourbon balls.
That reminds me.
Yeah.
I got these supplies from the guild, and I held up my little bag. If we need
What you
anything,
got there?
there's just some. I'm like rummaging through. There's like some potions. There's a couple. I used one of the scrolls, but there's another scroll. So I have a couple healing potions left. If anybody needs them, I can hold on to them if you want, or if you want to hold them, you can. There's some that I think help with fire. If we encounter something that requires that. I used the scroll that made those orcs think they were covered in spiders. That worked really well. I'm going to see if I can learn that spell later. That was a good one. But the other one, the other one, I think it makes some kind of a bridge. So if that's something we need, the guild gave me these things. So my bag.
Dee, I know that spell actually.
Really?
Yeah. You go down to your local spider shop. You get a jar of spiders, and you just toss it.
Okay.
And
it's not really a spell, but it would have the same effect, I think. It's a lot simpler.
Yeah.
Pocket spiders.
Is there a spider shop where you come
I am
from?
deeply confused.
If you know the right place.
I'm
there's
Very
always a shop.
curious.
I'm also confused, Sir Slate. Were there actual spiders injured in?
Yes, I'm. Are
No.
those spiders? What's happening? Surely
They
they
were-
die in the cold.
Illusion spiders.
Oh,
But they're gone.
Illusory spiders. Still terrifying.
Indeed, Sir Slade, when you and Cletus walked over to execute this second group of orcs, They were, in fact, still rolling on the ground, grabbing at nothing, grabbing at their face, grabbing at their bodies, and trying to defend themselves from something that you did not witness. And with that, I'm going to roll us right into our break, and we will come back and see where this story goes, how
And
things
if
follow up.
you happen to know spiders that are in need of sanctuary,
Spider sanctuary.
We'll kill orcs. No spiders.
Yeah.
No
Spiders melt
were
our
harmed
hearts.
in the casting of that
For
spell.
sure.
all right, back in 10, everybody.
Yay.
Every time you say scoot for who, it just makes me think of an owl bear scooting like a dog does, and they like drag.
Oh no!
Oh,
When I asked for the
Cross the
example, I was
carpet.
expecting.
Wrong kind of scoot. Yeah.
And we're back live.
Your microphone
Great.
on?
That is-
Great.
if everyone now has that image in their brain, remember, animals need sanctuary.
Yes.
And
Yes,
They need somewhere safe to scoot.
Somewhere
that's
safe to
true.
scoot.
Somewhere safe to scoot.
Oh my. Well, speaking of scooting, at least one something has scooted away from your all's wrath here on the road, and a couple of trails lead off to the northwest. What is our crew thinking? What are we gonna do?
we got what we needed, right? We go back now.
Should look for tracks. If one of them got away, we should follow them.
We
Why
gotta
lead
make
us
sure
where
we
the
get
rest are?
first, though.
I got both ears.
There was another one, wasn't there?
There's a trail here that, and basically, I think there might be a whole camp of offenders.
It could lead us to the others.
I
That
don't
was
think
right.
this was it.
There was another one. There were 3 ears. No, I'm gonna go back and examine
No, Cletus.
Yeah, maybe.
There was another orc.
it. Oh,
You think?
oh,
Oh goodness.
smart. All
He
right.
starts to rethink her application to join the Dauntless.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for track.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a survival check and a perception check as well, Sir Slade.
Survival. 18 on the dice. Perception. 18 on the dice.
Wow.
Let's go. I was really
Good going.
expecting to just completely fumble that.
Amazing.
Okay. Yeah, you're kind of able to confirm what has already been determined, right? Your best guess is it looks as though the fist might have beaten you to this point. And they've kind of moved off a few hours ahead of you. In the direction, the general direction that this trail follows. More importantly, though, perhaps, off to the east, on the other side of the road, and just inside of the woods, as you're kind of examining these tracks, you see a large white wolf watching you all, watching the group as a whole. But for a moment there, you lock eyes with it. And it just kind of looks at you.
Very slowly reach to my back. I'm going to pull out a small piece of jerky, show it to it, and then throw it ahead of myself in the snow.
This thing's a couple, 150, 180 feet away from you, right?
Okay, so I chuck it a good distance, and then I'm just going to take a step back. So I'll look at the beast, and then give it its space, and move back towards the rest of the orc tracks.
It
I want to contend with the wolf.
It kind of gives a long look, swings its head around, and turns back into the woods and heads away to the east.
As long as they're not a problem, we can move forward and keep finding the orc. Keep an eye out for the wolf. If there's one, there's probably more.
Shall we
I might get on
scooting
shale.
I'll get on my horseback as well and follow Slate and Shell.
Onward.
Let's go get the rest
Banner
of those
held
ears.
high.
Yes.
No.
No.
No what? No.
No everything.
Mhm.
I've taken a little bit of time here. Take some of the orc blood, and I have used the blood to write "no" on the side of my mallet, and I'm carrying that.
Love it.
It's a legal holy symbol.
Nice. Nice.
That's what we've determined.
Oh my. All right. Well, no indeed, as we charge forth into the woods. How's everyone feeling? What are our thoughts? We've got 6 ears.
Mhm.
That's 12
12.
gold per ear.
12 years.
Well,
They're only going to pay us for 6.
Yeah.
We're
we've
just not sure
got
which
6. We've got 12 ears, 6 of which are worth 12 gold apiece.
That's 72 gold between 5 of us.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough.
Not enough for what?
Rent.
Saving up.
Yeah.
For
Have you lived in Baldur's Gate?
Oh, Mama
real.
don't charge me no rent.
Baldur's Gate is pretty expensive.
Also, I have a big appetite.
Well, we could eat the orc, but that's not as good as wolf, I hear.
Also, I think that's maybe illegal. I don't know.
I think so. I think that's something I
Frowned
specifically am supposed to stop people from
I
doing.
feel like
One of
that
the
might
things
be
you're supposed to say
immoral.
no to.
I think cannibalism.
Say no to cannibalism.
The least popular mascot, probably. But
I mean, I look to make sure Brandy is a little far off. Mama does make rabbit stew sometimes.
Okay, but I mean, rabbits are not the same as herringons. They're completely different. They look similar.
Okay. Okay. Maybe we
Is
Well, I'm
the-
think. Oh, sorry. Go
what are
on.
y'all talking about over there? Oh yeah. I talk about nothing too.
mhm.
Oh, I feel left out.
Yes.
No. What?
Oh, I mean, no. Sorry. Oh, fuck.
But if you'll all recall, it's not just about the gold, right? I mean, you want to beat this
Yeah, it's about
flaming
position.
fist.
It's about
You wanna-
doing the right thing. I know
About
what you're
sending
trying
a
to
message.
say.
And also earning a full place with the Dauntless.
Oh.
What if
Mhm.
we let the fist find the orcs, and then we take the ears off of the fist?
It's an
I like it.
interesting question. We have to ask ourselves here: is it going to be worse to fight the orcs or the fist? My inclination is it would be worse to fight the fist, but it's an option.
What if we fought them at the same time they're fighting?
That
the
would
orcs?
definitely be the worst of all possible options.
Get them busy fighting each other. Wait till one's slightly weaker. Attack the stronger one,
Ooh, yep.
and then
Yep.
we fight both the weaker ones while they're already fighting.
If we wait to close in, like right after the fight, while whoever wins is still wounded,
We come back with
that's
all
I
my
see
ears.
no ethical
We sell
problems
some
with this
flaming fist
whatsoever.
gear.
I believe the gamers would call it a third party.
I don't know who they are, but they ain't as smart as Mama. That I know. I'm
That's
looking
good.
around. I'm gonna look around and see if there are any animals at all in the woods. With the intention of spending 10 minutes to speak with animals and see if maybe there's a shortcut or trail, or they know the animals around here might know where the quarry is, and we can beat the fist.
Yeah, you'll see like a squirrel that's
A
kind of
squirrel.
jumping from branch to branch, and he's clearly going to some little honey hole that he's got, and then running a mouthful of nuts back to his den, right? And as you're kind of getting the vibe of squirreling and getting in the squirrel mode, That's
In
kind
that,
of just kind of
squirrel
what you
head
witness
space.
as you ritually cast your speak with animals. And yeah, it'll stop and kind of look your direction after your ritual's complete. Mouth full.
Well, that there mighty fine mouthful of nuts you got. You get all of them yourselves?
Puts them all out in his hand. Yep.
Oh,
Mini
is,
nuts.
peanuts. Oh, nut farming good around here?
No peanuts, mini nuts.
No, many nuts. Oh, okay. Between you and I, just us simple folk over here. Them green skinned fellows over here, they got a place they bolt to and hide like you would hide your nuts.
Mm-hmm.
You look like you smart, squirrel. You know how to scoot real quick. Is there a quick way to scoot to where that is rather than that trail them other people taking?
Greenskin, very dangerous.
Yeah, we take care of greenskins for you. Just gotta get there quick.
He's got this
Many
handful of
nuts.
nuts, and he's, while trying to hold all of these nuts in his tiny little hands, he's also trying to like open one at the same time and chew on it while you've got his attention. Others, like you, come already. They go towards greenskins.
I appreciate how much you like them nuts over there. Is there a faster way than the ones like me already went?
No? No? Maybe.
Maybe
They
we
come.
have some more nuts.
They come many trips ago. Many trips, many nuts already come. You know, catch.
Well, that's good to hear. I'm glad you enjoy your nuts so much. Mama says you should probably chew with your mouth closed whenever possible, but you know that you have your own mama, I'm sure.
Mama?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. We're going to go chase after them. If there's no faster way, we will do our best. You be safe with your nuts.
He's now like taken the rest of whatever he's got in his little hands and he's filled his mouth back up and scampers off across the tree branches. And as he does so, there's like you hear a sigh from behind you and also up in the trees. You just hear. And you look back and you see like a crow sitting in the trees behind you.
A little bit larger than a crow, maybe a rook.
Oh,
That's fucked
So you
up.
hear that heavy sigh?
that's true.
Old man sigh.
Cletus, did you get his name?
Hang on, I got another call coming in. And I turned to the rook. Oh, did you have something to add to the conversation?
Those that you are looking for, their camp is a good distance in the direction you are headed. Others came wearing bright colors, tabards, like that one's. And it kind of nods to Hootie. And you all are just hearing kind of cackling from the crow, right? He just cackles.
Just like waiting to see
And it looks to Hootie and nods decidedly in Hootie's direction.
Oh, well, yeah, we were just trying to get there faster than them.
What is your intention?
Oh, we want the ears. I hold up the ears.
The orcs are dangerous.
Well, if you think they'd be dangerous, then if we take care of them, it's good for you.
Follow.
Oh, okay. And I turn to everybody else.
And it
I turn to everybody else.
immediately just leaps off the branch and starts fluttering away.
It turns to everybody else and say, "The crow says we should follow, but I'm still talking in crow, so I'm just like and start taking off after it."
Whiskey has taken his mind.
I can cure that if you want.
Well,
would
he's
want
off
that?
and running, so we should probably keep up. I'll start following him.
No horses, just leave the horses. Or just run through the woods. Okay. Also, just a point of clarification. Did the crow actually, while still being able to be spoken to, audibly say, caw, and then go?
Yeah.
Just, all right, cool.
I mean,
Awesome.
it all sounded like
chose
caw to
to
y'all.
say caw.
Yes, caw. Caw, indeed. Love it.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yes.
And you all, it's quite a hustle trying to keep up with Cletus. Maybe less so for Slade, who's got a little bit longer gait. But the crow doesn't seem to care too much to keep you all in line of sight or anything. So it is a bit of a huff to keep up the pursuit. However, after a good hour or so of fairly fast-paced trudging through snow and over snow-covered debris, tripping several times over things that you cannot see in the drifts beneath you. The crow will disappear into the canopy of some of the trees that might not have what are they called? Deciduous? I don't know. The
Evergreens?
fucking pine trees,
Opposite of
right?
that, the evergreen, yeah.
All of the evergreen canopy, whatever little bit of that is, the crow disappears into it, and you all are kind of overlooking. You all are on it. I guess the cost of speed. The cost of speed has left you all approaching this orc village on this kind of sheer cliff face that the encampment is kind of up against. And you all are quite a bit above it. And as you approach, Cletus, you will in fact actually kind of put the brakes on, not to just plummet over the side, because it's all just white in front of you, right? But you can kind of make out what looks to be a dozen or so large tents. and you can see red tabards with golden embroidery on the outskirts of the camp on the other side. And the Fist appear to be right now already kind of setting up some sort of assault on this camp. There are
Scoot for who?
5 of them. Are you going to scoot right down the cliff face?
I knew him well for about an hour.
Yeah. Oof. He's a rough one, that Cletus. But I will leave it up to you all. You all tell me what questions do you have, and how do you want to approach the situation?
How many people does it look like there are at the camp, like roughly?
It's hard to say. The tents are like 6-person tents, right? What you can see, quick guess, there's a dozen or so orcs milling about out and about in the camp and not in the tents at the moment. There are clearly, and again, they're probably hidden from the orcs' view in the brush, in the evergreens, in the tree line, but you can clearly make out 5 distinct flaming fist tabards down below with various degrees of arms and armament.
So the flaming fists are in the orc encampment?
They're not in it, they're on the outskirts of it and appear to be in like kind of, they're on their attack run.
Does it look like they've had battle previously? Like, do they have any ears?
Hard to say from this distance. Hard to say from this distance. Give me a perception check.
You betcha.
Just
Yeah,
looks like there's like a snow slide way we can get down there. The difficult part is we're at the top of a cliff and we have to get down there, right?
I have 50 foot of rope. Pretty strong. Could just lower people down if you want. If you just want to get on the rope. I have a carry weight of over half a ton.
Oh, Jesus.
So more than one herring gone is what you're saying.
Yep.
I don't know. I weigh a hefty 20 pounds.
Ooh.
I don't know actually. Then.
Give me a D100 roll and tell me what you get, Chuck.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I'm just curious if there is some sort of snowdrift here. I don't know. Why would I know that shit?
91.
As luck would have it, it's not directly pouring into the encampment, but there is what appears to be some sort of skateboard ramp style snowbank that
nice.
rolls down off to the south side of the camp.
All right. Can I borrow your shield, Slate?
Sure.
If this doesn't work, bring my hammer back to Mama.
I don't know where she lives as you slide away.
In the hollow. I'm gonna try and slide down on a makeshift toboggan.
Yeah, what could go wrong? I'll need an athletics check from you.
Oh, gladly.
But to add to it, I would like to jump on top of Cletus just as he
I'm sure
starts
that will
riding
help.
down.
Yeah,
I think it will, you know?
Use your ears to stabilize.
Yeah.
I'll need an athletics check
direct,
from you,
like
Cletus,
rudders.
with disadvantage.
I felt that coming. That's a 19 either way.
Wow.
Very nice, very nice. All right, well,
Disadvantage be damned.
the 2 smaller folk begin to slide down the thing, and as
Scoot, scoot, scoot.
I thought it was holler. As Cletus's voice kind of rings out, echoes over this little valley here. Everyone appears to be startled as we are springing into action, and I am going to need initiative rolls from everyone, please. If you could just call those out to me.
I now have advantage on initiative checks.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
I do not, and I have a -1 modifier.
That's
Brandy
good.
got a 10.
That's good.
Oh, I rolled a natural 19 though. Wow.
It's an 11 for me.
I can't believe how well I rolled. That'd be an 18 for Hootie, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm. Sir Slate.
12.
And Cletus.
7.
All right. Unsurprisingly, you all are going to have kind of this surprise round as the entire valley is now alerted to your all's presence and scrambling to react to it.
Mm-hmm.
We'll start with you, Hootie. As these two go off the side, what is your response to the whole thing?
Oh, I look at them. They did the shield
attack machine and plan.
Yes. Wait, how far down is that slope to where they're headed? How far?
If you were to just jump?
Well, not to jump, but their slope, their long slope. Is it going to end up right near the folks?
It's like 20, 30 feet south of the camp.
Okay, cool. I pull out my shield and look to the others
does anybody else want to do what they're doing?
I'll offer the shield.
You're not going to go yourself. You're like,
yeah.
Does anybody else want
I'm going to set it on the snow and like a skateboarder at the top of a half pipe, just foot on the back of it.
Anybody want to hit this pipe?
Yes, I cannot leave Cletus to take this fight alone.
You'll see I'm already reaching for a small circular shield on my back.
All right, we're going to drop it.
Team Toboggan, launch.
Let's go. Wait, so we send the 2 really small people on one shield, 2 really big people on one shield. And then there's just D on her own shield.
It's right back to that scene around the dining table in the guild hall, right? D is the only one that has the appropriate size thing for the action. Indeed. So go ahead and give me a athletics check with disadvantage for the 2 of you, Hootie and Slate.
I do have an ability called Remarkable Athlete that gives me advantage on all athletics checks.
So
would that be a straight roll?
Absolutely, yeah. You can just give me a straight roll.
Heck yeah.
Thank you. Normal roll. That's a 17.
Wow.
Goliaths are naturals at
sledding.
Sledding. Yeah.
Shield sledding. Yeah.
It's heavy and low center of gravity when they're laying down,
You've got a Hootie standing, holding on your back, holding a flag.
And
that's the rudder.
You as well will begin the tumult toward the bottom of this sheer face. And then D, I'll need an athletics check from you as well.
I'm going to do something that might make this better or much worse. I pull out of my pack a small bottle of oil and just kind of sprinkle that on
she's going to Christmas vacation it.
Set it on fire and go hold towards them.
Sit down, I kind of get myself a little start and just launch.
Oh my God.
Are you belly down? Are you sitting? Or how are you doing this?
I'm sitting. Okay. Holding on to the sides of the shield, sitting.
Well,
legs crossed,
so
gather my skirts up.
There is going to be repercussions for this. However,
I imagine
your athletics check, I will allow you to make at advantage.
Yay! All right, let's see.
I love this.
This is how badasses get into
That's
battle.
a 9, but let me tell you, the other one was a natural 1. So
So the advantage did
a
help.
9 is good.
A 9 is
Take 9s.
great. 9 is
Off I
great.
go.
As you all kind of Cletus and Brandy, as you all kind of make your descent and you're approaching the bottom, you will quickly see D approaching and surpassing you as she whooshes by. Okay. And as you were kind of pulling the shield to a stop, D is not.
It's sort of like that scene in Fast and Furious, whatever, where he's like, "Nope, you hit the nos too soon, too soon."
Could be. And as you're kind of screeching to a halt at the end of the snowbank, you see D just hit the edge
overshoot the whole camp.
and get some air
Nice.
before you no longer see D.
We just hear Freebird start playing off into the distance.
Yeah.
D, you will land. You're not going to take any damage, but you are going to roll over several times in the snow unceremoniously. Fortunately, no one sees you as you're kind of far enough away. But you're going to be like a full dash action away to get back to where they started.
Beyond the camp?
Right. Like beyond, like not even... They're 20 feet or so from the camp, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're a full dash action to even get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
But you have gotten down the cliff face successfully for
technically
whatever that's worth.
I tumbled into the snow and sort of land upside down and just like right myself, shake all the snow off. Look around.
All right. And as the surprise round ends and we're kind of landing in our... most of us are sticking our landings. You will hear the whistle of a pair of arrows as both of them land deep in an orc's chest. And you see that orc standing on a small piece of like wooden, I don't want to say deck, but like some sort of, stuff that's sitting up out of the snow. You'll just see him kind of topple over that and fall to the ground.
That was our kill. You just shot him first. We were in melee.
Not at all. And
I'm trying to get up out of the snow.
That'll bring us to Hootie.
Oh God. I'm gonna pick up the shield. And I'm going to move forward. I think approaching kind of off to a flanking side, because I don't want to just run into the middle. I'm gonna flank off to the side and see the orcs. Are the orcs actually prepared for battle? Are they?
I mean, not per se. But so they are quickly grabbing arms and armaments that are laying about and preparing themselves, and you can definitely hear more calls and cries from inside the tents. Like the 12 that were visible and out in the front are definitely not the only ones here.
11.
Amazing. I am going to trudge forward and cast I'm going to cast guidance on myself, giving myself an extra D4 to an ability check. And I am going to hold an action that if they trudge our way, seeing us as the attackers, then I'm going to try to motivate them to push towards the Iron Fist, or likewise towards the orcs. Basically, send them the other direction to spare our group. So I'm just kind of holding there with the flag, blowing. No, not me. Okay.
Very good. Very good. Is conveniently it's red. It looks like a stop sign. The flag.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
All right. From there, you're going to see another, and you'll see this very clearly, Hootie. Another arrow comes out of the tree line. But this one is like sickly green and liquid in nature. And it hits an orc, and then it almost just like it hits it square in the chest and then cascades and drips, sprays behind the orc itself. And you can see sizzles as the tent that's behind it just kind of dissipate to this acid arrow that has taken another orc's life. And you can kind of see several inside scrambling to get on boots and get prepared for combat.
Okay. All right.
And then that brings us next to Slate.
I'm going to step over to Cletus if he's within 35 foot of me. Get my hand up, grab my shield, and run and scream at the nearest orc. I'm going to bludgeon you into dust! And yeah.
Okay.
If someone's within reach, I'll hit with the flail. If not, I will throw a javelin regardless of distance.
Now you were saying you're going to wait for me. I'll get up and I'll pop the shield up, but I imagine that Brandy's still on it because you didn't say nothing about that.
I'll just flip Brandy off it into the snow. It's like flipping an egg with a frying pan. Oh shit, yeah, I forgot there was two of them.
Yeah, do you want to make an attack on the nearest orc?
Yes, if I could use my flail.
Yeah,
if
sure,
not, I
go
can
ahead.
throw a javelin. Cool. Shwing. 9.
Yeah,
Didn't realize how deep the snow was as I got closer.
A 9 is not going to do it as this guy backs up and picks up a spear and looks to your direction. D, that'll bring us to you.
So we didn't spend a lot of time discussing what the plan was.
Who needs plans?
The plan was to get ears, and the
Well,
flaming fists are in the way.
my understanding was that the smart thing to do was to let these two fight each other and
Wait,
then just pick off whoever
you-
was wounded at the end.
I
So
thought we were going to do the smart thing.
this
Very
is just
bold.
my reflection in the moment as I'm sort of shaking the snow out of my hair. So I am going to just sort of touch this necklace that I have around my neck that has what looks like, I believe it's a finger bone on a cord around my neck, and just mutter to myself a little bit, and a large spectral scythe appears. Let's see, I think with it like maybe about 30, as close to the orcs as can be. I think 30 feet for me. But once it appears, I then take my shield, put it over me, and try to nestle down in the snow. And I use my action to hide.
Nice. Roll me a stealth check.
All right.
I'll even give you advantage on it because no one is looking in your direction at this point.
Don't mind me. That's a 20, a dirty 20. My little turtle shell shield over me. So I bury myself in the snow.
Yeah, your spiritual weapon there will need a full action to get into camp based on just how far away you were. However, it has been summoned and can make that action to get into the fray kind of there with Slade or nearby. Yeah. And is that it for you?
I believe that is it for this turn.
All right, that brings us to Brandy.
Amazing. So please describe to me the entrance of these tents.
Kind of, I want to say kind of teepee like. The tents themselves are not teepees, right? They've got tops to them, and they're a little more almost like the kind of imperial circular tents, if you will. It's kind of the style, right? But the entrances are very teepee like. It's just a couple of leathers
It's like
that
a
are
flap.
folded over each other.
Amazing. And there, there's like kind of strings attached to the top, kind of holding it.
Sure.
Amazing. Is there one? There's one with orcs in it, probably near me, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. I want to go up and kind of slash those little things holding up the front of the tent up, so it kind of collapses in front, and they are held underneath the tent per se.
Sure. Yeah. What the fuck is that?
That's the
Like
sound
an
of wolf.
eldritch horror come to hunt us. That might be Atticus.
Oh,
Atticus, oh no. He's trying to
What has he
return.
become?
Oh my! I can
The
barely
eldritch
hear
Also,
it.
Vi, that was the
I
most
see my
chipper
mic,
but
like,
insidious
peeking
question.
from the squeaky toy in the background. That's so good. Yeah, go ahead and make an attack roll for me.
Yes,
Pretty
with
easy
my
attack roll. It's a
corkscrews.
tent.
That's a 22 to hit.
22 does in fact hit a tent. Yeah. Unsurprisingly, probably.
I didn't know the AC of a tent. I've never seen that.
You just kind of run by and cut a few of the ropes as you're moving through, and you can see this whole thing start to wobble and collapse, and you see a couple of, like, probably 3 bodies that are inside, and you hear what most likely would cost gold to the swear jar if you spoke Orcish
Mhm.
coming from inside.
Just hear a clink as it hits the bottom of the jar.
And so that was that an attack or an action?
That was probably an action to do so.
Okay, cool. And then towards the nearest orc, I will take out a little bottle of Brandy's whiskey. I'll take a swig of it, and I will spit at it as I cast Hunter's Mark on that orc.
Oh, so bad. Oh.
Holy maid.
It burns more when it goes into wounds.
It is bad. Oh.
Chemical warfare.
Yeah, it gets screwed.
Indeed.
Agent Orange.
Outlawed in several regions here in Fairhaven.
War crimes.
Next, darting out from the tree line, you will see some people that Slate is very familiar with. A couple of twins that pour out from the tree line and kind of act in concert with one another. And both of them dual wielding daggers as they cut down a couple of orcs. Each of them, one slash into one into the other, and the other spins around to the side and kind of stabs into the back and side. and they just look in your direction and scowl, Slade.
I scowl back. But bigger.
Right. All right. Well, that brings us down to you, Cletus.
Oh boy. Well, Mama said if there's action, you better act. So bonus action, I'm going to get a little angry and howl like a bear, I guess, in this case. You know, channel that essence of that Hootie, the bear part of Hootie, as I scream out, scoot for hoot. And I'm going to charge at that one near Sir Slate. Would that be considered flanking?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm going to flank with that one, and I'm going to mallet it.
The sounds of this combat are
The
wild.
sound of the mallet hitting.
There's an old shaman that was trying to cast a spell when those people with daggers stabbed him to death. This is just some residual magic popping off.
It's at advantage. It's an 11.
Yeah, an 11's not going to do it either. These orcs are clearly trained
Superior
for combat. Trained for combat. And then that'll bring us to them. Several of them attack in your all's direction. And let's see here. Cletus, what's your armor class?
Oh, 15.
Oh, yeah, that'll hit. You're hit for 8 damage.
What type of damage?
It is piercing damage, piercing from a spear.
So half the 4.
And then a 12 is probably not going to hit you, Sir Slate, right?
No.
However, does a 16 hit you?
No.
Okay. As he, the one that you all initially had been fighting, stabs at you and then swings around with the blunt end of his spear and tries to kind of sweep the leg.
It just hits my leg and it just stops. I'm just gonna look down.
Yeah,
Like
it was
hitting a tree
less
trunk.
effective than hoped for. You'll see another dozen or so of these orcs move out of the tents and kind of pick up spears and shields and begin to go into the fray. One of the two twins is struck with a spear.
Oh no! Oh,
The other
bad,
definitely
man. Oh.
avoids the attack. And you also see an orc dressed slightly different than the others, a little more, I guess, fanciful, if you will. Kind of just wearing some, like, I don't want to say like a tunic, right? Tucked into a belt. And he walks out and he looks to you, Brandy, and points his finger in your direction. And 3 more bolts of light fly from his hand and splash into you again. This time for a total of 10 points of force damage.
Ow.
Just stood there in the snow. Ow! Staring at
Fucking
the gun.
again. Okay. I should have marked him. Okay.
Well, you
Now
won't
you
forget
gotta
this
kill
one.
one to get through to him before you can spray him with your skunk spray.
Who said I can just I'll cast Hunter's Mark again on this guy. I don't care.
If you shoot him again, I'm gonna pull your arms off like a chicken wing. I want
All
to try
right.
and get them to attack me instead of the little rabbit.
Sure. We move back around to the top of the round, and another pair of arrows flies out from the tree line, taking down another orc.
Okay.
I had to keep a tally of dead orcs on the fifth side.
You can call them dorks for sure.
Dorks. Yeah, dorks. How many dorks? And then it brings us back around to you, Hootie.
Awesome. Well, the fight's kicked off. I will approach, but as I'm approaching, I want to take I just kind of want to survey real quick. Is it just warriors in this camp, or am I seeing like women, children, stuff like that in the camp?
You
as
do
well?
not see any women or any children in this camp
Okay.
at all.
I was going to say, if there were children, then he would stand by the orc.
Kill them
side.
first.
But since you asked the question, roll me a perception roll, please.
Will do. A perception coming right up. That would be a 10.
Okay.
Not very good.
Hootie is the moral compass this group sorely needed.
Did it? Did it really?
The moral
Yes.
compass that's
Did you
left
hear
in the
Atticus
pocket
in the
that this
last
group
one?
never pulls out.
Yeah, the moral compass this group completely ignored.
There you go. It's not. At least you have
Blake's
one.
listening. He's
At
just not
least
acting
you
on it yet.
have one.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
And Hootie, as you're finishing your action there, you will see a moderately armored flaming fist mercenary step out. He's in half plate. Steps out from the tree line and just pushes both hands forward, and fire flies from his fingertips as he roasts two more of these orcs. They're kind of in the front there.
Interesting. Okay. Was that my action to perceive?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Oh, okay. Then I will take my action and I will, or I'll approach the one that they're currently fighting on the backside, kind of.
They're doing
in
really
between.
well, by the way.
Yeah. On the backside between him and the caster, kind of putting myself as a wall between them. And I'll raise my shield up and he'll say to them,
I'm going to have to introduce you to my two-step program.
and I wind back. First is the wind up, and then I wind up, and the second part is follow through, and I'm gonna swing on him with my quarterstaff flag. I'll try to hit.
Yeah, sure.
That's a natural 16 plus 4 for 20 to hit.
That'll definitely hit.
I'm only wielding it one-handed, so it's only a d6. But I will tack on a little bit extra with a divine smite.
Put a little scoot on it.
A little scoot. A little scoot. So the base bludgeoning damage is 5 plus 2 for a 7.
Mm-hmm.
And the extra, hopefully we'll do the rest, will be an extra 14. Holy crap.
Oof. Oh my goodness. Yeah. As you kind of swing that quarterstaff forward, Slate steps slightly to the side, and it just hits the orc square in the throat, and you just kind of see this small flash of energy, the two of you, Cletus and Slate, and the orc just drops right in front of you.
Awesome. I imagine that when it happened, the no on the flag lit up glowing as I swung through.
like
No.
LED.
Yeah, 100%.
Does this mean when you meet drug addicts, you just beat them with a magic stick?
Well, preferably not, but sometimes you got to get a little hands-on.
And I turn to look to the mage, and that's where all of my turn.
I just imagine the suit being so bad high school.
Yeah, like
Suit.
jank
Like it's
as fuck.
not good at all. It's so bad. That's what I imagine.
In dire need of cleaning.
Right?
Like
Yeah.
Battle damaged.
Yeah.
The owlbear head turns to look at the mage menacingly.
It can't
or
change
tries to,
expression.
but it's like
Yeah.
it's on slightly crooked.
Yeah,
so
a
it's
little
like
bit.
You look
Kinda
slightly
looking
to
at
the
Tyler
left of him.
And it doesn't look menacing.
Is he looking at
because
me?
It's a kid's mascot, so like no
Yeah,
matter it can't
100%.
change. It doesn't have a
so
mouth.
cute.
It's
like,
just got a fixed beak. Oh, that's terrible.
Emotionless beast.
Yes.
Looking
Cold dead
dead-eyed right at the guy.
Uh-huh.
All right, Slate. That brings us to you.
Mhm.
All right. Since that orc has been bashed in the throat, I'm gonna run directly for the well-dressed one if I can get to them.
There's probably another orc or two in the way between you and him. If you'd like to take an attack of opportunity, you definitely have the movement
Yeah, sure.
to get to
Yeah,
him.
100%. I'll take it.
All right. 16 didn't hit, so a 15 won't either. Carry on,
Nice.
sir.
Yeah, it goes ding off my armor as I run past. I'm gonna throw the shield to the side, throw the flail to the floor, pull out my great sword, and then just go to slam straight into him.
Okay.
Boom.
Badass.
Here we go.
Mhm.
17.
17 will hit.
And that will do 11 damage, but I can re-roll it just in case I get higher as well. 11, same. Okay, 11 damage. As I strike him.
Yeah, your greatsword will cleave deep into his chest, and he does stagger, but then just looks back at you, kind of angrily almost.
Oh, sorry, have I upset you, sir? Was that not quite enough? I'm an action surgeon. Do it again. 24 to hit him.
Damn.
Fuck. Yeah, 24 will hit.
And that will do 9 damage. And I think I can only do my reroll once a turn. Yeah, it's only once per turn. So that's 9 damage.
All right.
Fighters. Hell yeah.
If I'd have got one higher, I would have got a crit. I'm a champion.
Oh.
All right. Anything else for you, Slate?
No, I just revel in his
I
fleeting
revel.
pain. Yeah, I revel as a free action.
Oh, nice. Nice. You drink an airplane bottle? Free action. Free action to drink the good berries.
Yeah, I would 100% do that if it's a free action, then yeah.
All right. That brings us to you, D.
So I peek out from under my shield. Who looks the most hurt? Is it Brandy? That's my guess, but I'm not sure.
I'm feeling a good 18 out of 28.
Mm.
Common
Roughly.
saying.
If you had to
Roughly,
put it on
if
a
someone
scale.
had to
If
put
I
it on-
had to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna like clutch the little finger bone around my neck and whisper, that's not gonna do it all. And healing word at Brandy. So that is 9 points of healing to you.
Amazing.
And then, so with 20 feet of movement, can my spiritual weapon get within melee of an orc?
Mhm.
Where it is now. Okay. So then with my bonus action, the scythe, this large green glowing scythe, just sweeps like hockey stick slap shot style, just swings at the nearest orc.
Mhm.
Glad that thing's attacking the orcs, not us. Who made that?
I duck under my shield.
Where did that come from?
So that is going to be that's a natural one.
Oh,
Mm.
are you sure it's not attacking us?
Oh. Yeah,
Makes a big
like it swings forward and just like it gets caught in, like, it misses and then gets caught in like the rocks of this fire pit that are sitting there, and it's stuck there for a moment. You'll need to make an athletics check next turn to see if you can pull it back out, right? It'll be fairly simple, probably, but it is currently stuck in that position.
I sigh and just pull my shield back down over my head.
Make me a perception roll, please.
Okay.
The white wolf stood behind you.
No. Stand top of, oh god damn it. 7.
Oh hell yeah!
All right, that brings us to you, Brandy.
I don't see shit. I'm hiding.
All's well.
You see the underside of a shield.
Correct.
This orc that I've marked, I'm going to pull out 2 corkscrews.
Let's mark the orc.
And I'm going to throw one at it.
Sure.
That will miss. I'm going to throw my second one.
That will miss.
That will also miss.
That sounds like a prophetic saying.
Next turn, I'm going to call my
so
shot.
much like the first fight you all.
Yep.
I'm blessing you fuckers. You guys are getting some bless up in here.
History is doomed to repeat itself.
I'm spending all my turns blessing you guys.
How far away am I from the mage?
From the mage, you're 40, 45 feet from the mage.
Perfect. I'm going to use 30 feet of my movement to get to him. I assume it's somewhere in there. I'm going to pass an orc.
Yes.
And at that point, I am going to bunny hop or rabbit hop around him for 10 feet without provoking opportunity attacks. And then I'm going to stand next to the orc and say, I have great brandy or whiskey if you want some.
Immediately fumbles the pitch.
Open transfer.
Are you just saying it, or are you offering?
I offer one.
Explain to me what you think you're doing.
Excellent. All right, we'll put a pin in that.
So
Come
who
back
do you
to
think
that
you
here
are?
in a moment. Before we do, give me 1 second here. Ooh.
I've been using
So
corkscrew
many
to pop it
attacks,
open
so
for
many
him.
attacks.
I love how Brandy does not seem like an adventurer. It's just like a businessman. Just down on his luck.
The
all sorts of
twins
ways.
don't do too well. They do manage to take down one more orc, but then they get separated in the fray, right? So where they were working in conjunction with one another before, these I don't even remember what I called them in the first game. It probably elves. I think I said that they were.
The twins.
Yeah, the twins.
Just say that.
Yeah, they there we are. They get separated, and there's now a swath of orcs between the two of them. That brings us down to you, Cletus.
Oh, well, fantastic. I saw where Slade went, and so I'm gonna run after and knee slide beneath that orc that took a swipe at him for absolutely no reason. He already used his reaction, and at the end of that knee slide, end up at the mage, and I'm gonna try and kneecap him.
Okay, so are you taking an opportunity attack from the orc as well?
I would, but didn't they already use it? Do they have another reaction?
That's true. No, you're right.
They struck me, yes.
That's a long time
Clever.
ago. Shit. Shit.
It was within the whole
You
6
are
seconds of a
correct.
round.
Mhm.
I mean, I will take it if they have another reaction.
You're good.
I'm gonna swing that big mallet for a natural 20.
Whoa! There we go.
Which is
What kneecaps?
15 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
And I'll use, if he's still alive, I'll use the topple mastery on him.
If
he is still alive.
Okay. DC, the Constitution saving throw. According to this, DC 8. So good
Hey,
luck
I'm
making
proficient
that.
in this. DC what?
8.
Oh, he's good.
Wait, what? Is DC 8?
That's what it says on the sheet. I have no idea.
Oh no, it's 8 plus proficiency plus your strength.
Oh, well, then it would be 13.
He's still good.
Damn.
He's a thick little boy.
He's a thick little boy with a very
He
bloody
is-
kneecap.
He is in fact quite bloodied at the moment, thick or not. Oh, that brings us down to the orcs, which Brandy, armor class 14.
That's correct.
All right. That will be 6 points of damage, piercing damage. You
That sounds
see,
bad.
you see one of the twins actually take a spear that ends up breaking off and lodging like deep in their shoulder, and they scream in pain and actually fall to the ground. The other, however, nimbly misses those attacks and I have so many, there's so many people around me now. I am going to take the vial that was offered as a free action. I will object interact with the airplane bottle. And then I'm going to lean in close to Slate. Oh, man, I don't know. Hang on. Give me a second. You both hurt me real bad.
Yeah, I think we did like 35 damage between the two.
Yeah,
I'm
to
gonna
be fair,
lean
I
in
forgot to
real
add my
close.
rage damage to that too.
Yeah. I'm going to lean in real close to Slate. And he's just going to whisper, "Fuck you."
No.
And I need you to make a con saving throw for me, please.
Excuse me, Swearjaw.
Okay. Constitution saving throw. 6.
A 6? That's
6.
fantastic. You will
2 on the dice.
You will feel like a slight constriction around your body, and you will rise rapidly into the air, 20 feet up.
It's some kind of parlor trick.
as you're kind of
Trying to fight me and
you're
fight
like
me.
this, and you kind of start going up, and
No.
your feet
I'm
are
back.
starting to rise a little bit above your.
I'm still swinging in the air.
Yeah. Gosh, that's all I can do. I drink. What happens when I drink the brandy?
You get 1 HP.
Awesome. 34 points of damage.
I'm just shaking my fist as I slowly spin in the air.
All right. That brings us back. Top
Make
of
me
the
coward.
round. God, this guy's really good. Another pair of arrows fly in from the tree line. You guys still have no idea where these are coming from, but they do in fact impale another orc.
It's definitely D, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah, for sure. That brings us to you, Hootie.
Glorious. So I am going to make do on my promise. I'm going to spend a first level spell slot to bless my team.
They could use it.
Wait, somebody supports in this team?
Yeah, he's gonna hold his flag up and he's gonna say,
I believe in all of you, the best you can be.
And he's going to give them a look like a proud dad and just point at them. You go get them, champ. And I'm going to go across Brandy. I'm going to give to Slate. Looks like he's in a real precarious position. And I don't know if I know where D is. And that's the problem.
Probably not.
So I'm going to go Cletus because I don't know where D is.
It's completely fair.
Yeah.
Very
And,
good. Very good.
Yeah. I am going to then use my movement to approach. I think I'm going to try and put a barrier between our party, the orcs and everything, and try and create a barrier in front of the flaming fists. I want to try and stop them from taking out any more because that's our mission, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to interpose and try to be a barrier.
Okay. Yeah, so you can kind of position and move yourself. They've dealt with their side of the camp already fairly well. A total of 8 orcs in all, 1 from you all and 6 from them have been dispatched thus far. So you're off to a resounding start.
1 plus 6 is only 7.
What's that?
You said 8 orcs, and then you said 1 and 6. That's only 7.
You are
Sure, it wasn't 2 and 6?
No, it's 2. It's 2.
Ha!
It's 2.
All right. And that's where I'll put myself.
Yeah. And so that's where we're at so far. And now you're kind of trying to, because the orcs themselves are somewhat surrounding their shaman, right? Like they're trying to protect him. So they're trying to migrate in that direction. And you've kind of interposed yourselves between these 3 figures that you can see and the others. Are you like looking towards them and actively pushing them away? Or are you just kind of putting yourself between... You're looking towards the party still, and
I'm looking towards them, putting my back towards my party. I'm looking towards the flaming fist and flag and banner, no. And just being that interposing, like,
This is our mission. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to go elsewhere. Take what you got and leave.
indeed.
Interesting.
Go ahead
Sure,
and
they'll be
roll an
cooperative.
intimidation check for me, or persuasion, depending on how you feel like that tone was taken.
I think he's still trying to be reasonable because they haven't attacked us. If they attack us, then I might be a little bit more forceful about it. But I think I'd try persuasion first.
Okay.
That's a natural 19. I'm rolling really well when it counts. 24.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. That's my turn. I buffed and persuaded.
Right.
Huge.
I'm doing my best.
You see the guy in the half plate. He looks to you curiously. And then he pauses for a moment. He turns. He walks over to his downed friend. And you can kind of see this bright red burning coming from his hands as he reaches down, touches him, and you can see those wounds close over some on the twin that was downed. Okay. You see that spearhead kind of shove itself out. And then the other one, the other twin, also takes a bit of a pause, looks at you, and quickly snips 2 of the right ears of the 2 orcs nearest him.
It was the right ear.
Was it?
It's always been the right. I'm positive of that. I don't remember their fucking names, but I'm positive of that. All right. That'll bring us to you, Slade. What are you going to do?
I'm floating in the air. How high am I?
You're 20 feet high currently.
20 feet high, okay. I'm gonna cry stare above them. Pull a javelin from my back and just throw it down at them.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Am I restrained?
You are not.
Okay. Whip. Nat 20.
Oh,
It gave me an aerial view. I can just drop it on them.
Yeah.
Straight at the orc. So that will do 5 and plus another d6. I can re-roll one as the 3 as well, just in case. No, it doesn't matter. So that is a total of 12 damage with the javelin.
12 damage with the javelin.
He is also slowed. His movement speed is reduced by 10 foot.
All right. Well,
Even better.
You see him drop to one knee momentarily and then stand back up.
I continue to float above him ominously. I'm going to do it again. I go to reach for a javelin.
Yeah, and while you're in the air there, go ahead and give me a perception roll.
Ooh, really good at this one, boys. Plus 0, 5.
Yeah.
LTD.
Looks like I'm above them.
All right. Cool. That brings us to D.
I am, in fact, looking around. I'm going to peek out from under my little turtle shell shield, and I'm looking around. There have been arrows flying in here from somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what direction they're coming from.
Okay.
Can I tell at least generally where they're coming from?
Yes, but go ahead and make me a perception roll. This is going to take your action.
Yes, that's
and
fine.
make me an athletics check for your scythe as well.
Okay. So perception. Natural 20 on perception for a total of 25.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
These rolls.
Athletics will be worse. Oh, not bad though. 15 total on athletics.
Yeah, easily the scythe will remove itself. So you're free to bonus action with it as you feel necessary here in a moment. But you can see beyond the tree line and behind this guy that's in the half plate, you can see a pair of individuals that are hidden fairly well, and much like the twins, seem to be operating in concert with one another. Like they're looking to each other and pointing, and that's where those volleys of arrows seem to be coming from.
Do they look like members of the Fist?
Yep, they're both wearing fist tabards.
Okay.
Additionally, up on the cliff top, you will see a large white wolf watching. Almost arcane blue eyes piercing down in your direction towards you. And you can see like frost exhaling from the wolf's mouth. Just kind of as it sits there and breathes in, breathes out, you just see this kind of exhale.
So I'm gonna, with my movement, I'm gonna stay crouched with my shield and just scoot through the snow, just scooch through in the general direction of those two who were firing arrows. I just want to get a little closer, and then punch down again, and with my bonus action, take another swing with the scythe.
Fucking Koopa style.
Yep, exactly like that. Let's see.
I'm getting very solid snake
It's a
vibes.
13 with the spiritual weapon.
Yeah, 13 will hit.
Okay. Ooh, 4 points of damage. Just like grazes
13
a
will
little
hit
bit.
badly.
Yeah. And that's it for me.
That brings us to Brandy.
Amazing. With this shaman you said in front of me, I got hit with a spear by an orc before?
Correct.
Okay. I'm going to back off 5 feet from the shaman as I say, 1 second, and I'm gonna fish in my bag. Does he try to take an opportunity attack or anything?
No.
Cool.
He's far more concerned with things other than you.
Perfect.
It taunted him very, very, very badly.
Great. You know what? And is the hunter's marked guy still up?
He is, yeah.
Now I'm gonna attack the shaman. I'm gonna throw a corkscrew at him. That is a 22 to hit.
22 will hit.
Yep.
Your damage is irrelevant. He falls.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And as he falls, Slate, you will very, very slowly begin floating back down to the ground.
Look like you did it on purpose.
Mm-hmm. Then I'm going to okay. That's one corkscrew. Once you start, you can't stop, and I'm gonna throw my other one to the hunter's marked orc.
Sure.
And that will be a 23 to hit.
13 hits, so does a 23.
Yep. So that will be a lot of damage. Okay. So 13 plus 2, 15 damage. 4 of that is psychic damage, as it's embarrassing to get hit by this corkscrew, honestly.
It's humiliating.
Yes.
I mean, our orc friend wouldn't know as they kind of fall to the ground. That brings us to the twins, the other flaming fist guy, maybe the leader, the guy in half plate. That brings us to their turn. And I think that's where, unless I think maybe Violet, you tell me, is there something specifically that you were looking to do to the two archers in the woods as you creep upon them? Or like, were you intending to be aggressive just for aggression's sake? Not yet?
Not
Oh, yeah.
I want to get closer. I want to scope things out a little bit more, but we'll see.
All right. So just to kind of speed through combat a little bit here and wrap things up. We're currently at a score of 6-4. And that will leave a final tally of 14-10 with these 24 orcs that are here. And that, the mop up of the orcs, the lack of aggression between yourselves and the fist thus far, as the final orc falls, so does our curtain, and we will see how this shakes down next session.
Deal with the flaming fist.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for tuning in for this race, as it were. Thank you to everyone that has helped and contributed and at least thought about those animals that are in the sanctuaries. Thank you to Clouds in the in the
Little
chat.
squirrels.
Thank you for joining us along this way. We will be back again next week. But before we go, let's everybody tell people where you can be found. And we will start with Lord Wainwright.
I'm Lord Wainwright, or just Wainwright. You can find me on Roll20, Pro DMing, voice acting, that kind of thing. But you'll usually find me here on Hit Points Not Required.
Fantastic. Great place to find people. It really is. Y'all should make sure you are subscribed or following or doing whatever it is you do to let you be notified when we are live. Violet, where can we find you?
Well, of course, you can find me here at Hit Points Not Required, always either playing games or talking about random bullshit during happy hour or hanging out in the chat, or now hosting our House of Ill Repute after show, House of Chill Repute. You can find me on there as well. Join our Patreon if you want to see early access content related to House of Ill Repute. Join our Discord. Yeah.
The bonus
I'm
content,
around.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Rook.
You can find me here in this house of noises of dogs and phones and probably laundry from time to time you'll hear as well in the background there.
Very important.
That is all. Moving on.
That is all. Also playing in House of Ill Repute.
No.
Watch that.
No, you can't find me there. Oh,
nope,
maybe
you
I guess
can.
you can.
You have identified yourself.
Pretty
I
clearly.
may or may not have identified myself.
MJ.
Hi, I'm Owen. You can find me at Eight of Squares. You can find me on most social media places at Anonymous MJ. The O's are zeros. You can also find me here occasionally. I try to pop in for the occasional one shot or the happy hour. It's a lot of fun. You can find me in the Discord as well. Or you can find me at twitch.tv/alters and adventures in a number of places.
Yay.
Yeah.
Bye.
You can find me at Violent Fire on the Instagram if you want to see high quality pictures of my cats.
I do.
We got some medium quality pictures of your cats earlier.
Oh, yeah. You saw both of them this time.
Yes. I am Chuckles. That's Chuck with an L-A-Z. You can find me online on most forms of social media at that handle. Right now, you can find me in Vancouver. So, the first is coming up real fast. Stop on by the Arcane Bar, and we will have a few drinks. I will have giveaways. We will have all that sort of stuff. Other than that, you can find me on this channel in just about everything, usually in this square, sometimes on full screen if you're watching the House of Ill Repute. And, all the different places that one might find an individual such as myself. With that... we wish you good night, and remember, hit points are not required to help out a good cause. Night, everybody.
Hi.
Night, everybody.